Hello and welcome to a demonstration of using PSexec to remotely install Windows updates on Windows 10 machines using PSexec embedded inside of my tclhttpd web server I call Doge. So in my previous video we used Windows Update remotely to scan a machine and return a list of vulnerabilities. And so we've selected, I have selected this patch to try and deploy this remotely using PSexec to see if we can patch this machine. So let's get started here. And so the first thing we need to do is we need to deploy our install script. And so what I've done here is inside of the scripts folder, we're going to wsus_copy. And so it's this one here. And so this is just going to copy anything in my map drive over to this machine. And I've created a wsus folder on that machine. And so I've already deployed it, but let's go ahead and deploy it again just so we can see how it works. So PSexec is executing, and so if we go to the remote machine, we can see that I've already delivered it here, but it will be delivered again and overwritten. And so here's our script that we're going to execute, and I compile these using script cryptor. We have problems and we try to execute vbscript on Windows 10. So what I've done here is I've just created an install path, and we have to use WUSA when we're trying to install this MSU file. Otherwise, it will not execute. So here's the install script that we're going to run here. It's going to go back to a map drive, and it's going to find that executable that lives up on my mapped drive. So now what we need to do is execute this file on this machine, and we're going to use Doge to do that as well. If we go over back to my execute machine over here, we can see that we have a batch file. It says we've actually copied that file over. And so now we're going to run the exec part, which is this one here. And this is just going to look at that. It's going to execute that file on that remote machine, and it should install this patch. So we can now come over here and hit our exec. And so once this kicks off, we should be able to go over to this remote machine here and see some activity. And eventually we should see this start to execute. Anti-malware service just kicked in, and so here it is. We're starting to execute. So while that's executing, we should be able to come into, I believe, we should be able to come in here inside of Windows servicing. Let's see, servicing, packages, and here we are. I believe that is what we're trying to execute here, right? Or no, that's the one I previously executed. So that's the cumulative update that I just sent down to this machine while testing it. So this is still executing, I believe. It should be finished. See if we can find that patch number in here. And we could always do the scan as well, and it should take it off now that it's patched. Wow, 34 is a big one, and there it is right here. So that's what we're trying to install, and it shows that it's now installed. You can see 1331. So this is now executed and has completed. I have no restart configured here, just so it doesn't restart in the middle. We would have to restart that machine in order for some of the patches to apply. I don't believe we have to do this one since this is the Adobe Flash Player. And so this is now updated. As we can see here, 1331, here's my packages. This means that it just installed. And so I could actually invoke the, go back here and come in and rerun my, I would have to change, and I'm doing this kind of in a haphazard way just to show how it is. I'm not going to send down a bunch of different scripts or anything else. So what we could do is we could rem this out, and we can hit this one here, and we can actually now go back to this machine, and I'm going to deploy this wexec here. So that's going to rerun the scan on that machine. So if we go back to this machine here, we should be able to go into temp, and this is where I'm keeping everything here. And so this should update here, and if we go in here, we should be able to see that 331 exists here, and 331 exists here, and 331 exists here. Right, these are all 1228, and we're at 1229. So let's see if, okay, so we just updated on 1229. So now we should be able to come in here, and as you can see, 1331 no longer exists. And I also patched the cumulative update here as well, 3234, and that's also gone. So that's how we remotely deploy Microsoft patches using my Doge application. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And please look for more videos in the future. Thank you.